with Intermountain Healthcare.
Intermountain Medical Center's Heart Institute has a special warning for patients treating hypothyroidism with medication. Dr. Jeffrey Anderson joins me now to explain. So first of all, thank you for being here, Dr. Anderson.
Delighted to be here. Thank you.
So tell us, what is the thyroid? Everyone's been talking about the thyroid recently and getting their thyroid checked. Why is that?
Well, the thyroid is a gland in the neck that secretes a hormone, thyroid hormone, that's really critical for our metabolism. If we have low thyroid, you know, we feel tired, we feel cold, we gain weight. So we want to get our thyroid up, you know. On the other hand, if you have too high thyroid, we're irritable, we can't sleep, we lose weight, and it may also impact the heart. And that's where I, as a cardiologist, become interested in this topic.
Well, explain to everybody this really fascinating study that you guys just did, and you actually presented it in Chicago last month.
Absolutely. Well, it relates to a heart rhythm disorder called atrial fibrillation. Would you be interested if I just show you a little video?
I want to see this. I think everyone's going to love this.
Just so you understand what fibrillation is. Let's see if I can get this geared up. There we go.
So this is fascinating. You were showing this to me in the break, and it's so cool to actually see a visual of this. So what is happening in this video we're seeing?
So instead of the heart rhythm being driven by the normal pacemakers, you're just up here, it's driven by a lot of irritable little foci that are stimulated by too high thyroid hormone, for example. It can be other things as well. But atrial fibrillation affects about 5 million Americans. It's not a pleasant rhythm to have. It can predispose to stagnation in that part of the heart. The atrium, clots form, can break off, cause a stroke. So you don't want to have atrial fibrillation.
So this is something, if somebody has too high of a thyroid, they're going in and getting medication that's helping to lower it. But sometimes medication could actually cause this if they're on the lower end of the spectrum getting medication.
Absolutely. If you treat with too much thyroid hormone, you're going to get into trouble. And that's what our study dealt with.
So if people at home have, so right here we're showing that's the thyroid right there, right? So if people at home do have an issue with the thyroid and they have hypothyroidism and are on medication, what should they be saying to their doctor at their next appointment to make sure it's the right amount?
Well, what we found was in 175,000 people who had had a thyroid measured, that not only too high a thyroid causes atrial fibrillation, but even in the upper range of normal increased the risk that you'd have fibrillation 40%. So you don't want to be too high on the thyroid. Even in the upper range of normal, probably the lower range is safer. And that's a new message for doctors as well as patients.
And that's something that you might need to be informing your doctor about when you're going in and visiting with them next. So are there signs that somebody could be feeling at home to tell that their AFib, you know, that it's off?
Yes, they might feel their heart racing or feeling irregular. We call it palpitations. And if they do that, they ought to go see a doctor and get checked out, because they're important things that we do in terms of treatment.
So this can truly be life-saving because, as you said, this can cause a stroke.
It can cause a stroke. That's right. You don't want to have that.
Such a scary thing. Dr. Anderson, thank you so much for being here and explaining this to us. What a fascinating study. You can get more information on this and any other questions you may have at intermountainhealthcare.org.